Hello, gamers, and welcome to episode 427 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for September 2nd, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's been going on, Dominic?
Man, what's going on is that I'm not ordering hand-tossed pizza from Pizza Hut anymore.
What did they do?
Dang, I mean, I haven't ordered, like, Pizza Hut pizza. It's been a while.
Yeah, I haven't had Pizza Hut in a long time.
I'm trying to think, did I have it that time when my niece was over here? Was that Pizza Hut? Or was that something else? I think it was Pizza Hut, but I think we had something different. Or maybe they just changed. Because, okay, I got one pan and one hand toss. Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, the pizza's already gone up. I mean, we already know that. Everything, because everything's gone up. Yeah. So, but I got the best deal I see for near us, because the one that's near us, unfortunately, doesn't do any of the deals that I saw on the front of the website. Because I'm like, oh, $9.99 large pizza. I said, I guess I'll just get that. And they said, no, it's not here at this store you're picking, whatever. And I'm like, oh. I said, oh, crap. I said, and then I looked at the best deal was like the Book It deal I used to never get that deal. It was always something better. But now that's probably like the best deal for me because I wanted at least 2 different pizzas, and that was the best one. Mm. And they give you breadsticks. I don't really care with breadsticks, but whatever. So I got hand-tossed cheese and pan pepperoni. And thing is, I was eating the pan pepperoni, thinking that was then because I was eating it. I said, "Wait a minute, oh man, they gave me hand tossed pepperoni." But then I was like, "This, but the bread tastes like a pan." It's like, "Oh, this is pan. This is not thick enough." Mm. Then look at the hand toss. Oh my god, you might as well just call it thin crust, thin crust without being crispy. The thin, uncrispy crust. That's what you might as well call it.
Trying to spread that dough thin, huh?
Oh, Daniel, it is so thin. Like the pan pizza is almost as thick as what the hand toss used to be.
Jesus.
It's like if you're gonna order pizza there, you gotta get pan, and then you gotta pay that $2 extra or whatever the fuck they charge. Yeah, I think it's $2 extra. Cause I think it's $3 something more for stuffed crust. Which I'm telling you right now, that it was already thin, like almost 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
Well, less than that. I had it less than that. But I think I noticed it like 10 years ago when it was thinner. Probably more, probably longer now. When I was like, man, they could put a lot of. It's like, yeah, they still got the cheese in there. That's good enough. But the freaking bread, it's no bread. It's like on any of the other parts. So I don't know what they do to that. They might have changed that. I have no idea. But yeah, they are really trying to save those dollars, man. And it's bad because I'm like, y'all don't got delivery drivers anymore. Y'all doing the DoorDash.
Oh wow.
So what the fuck? Like, y'all really going cheap on me with this? Yeah, I'm getting old, so I'm going to do my angry email, and hopefully I get some free goddamn coupon or something.
They'll send you a coupon, but it's like one of those ones that you have to go into the store. But like when you go and try to go in the store, they don't have anybody working the lobby because they don't have enough employees anymore.
Yep. And then the computer's down or something.
Yep.
Or the scanners aren't working to scan it.
Or since they're that franchise, they'll be like, oh, we don't take these. This is a corporate.
Oh hell yeah! It's
a corporate pop-up Pizza Hut thing.
Darren, what's the other one? The other one's Paradise something. Fuck. If that's even there. Somewhere over Frederick Road, I think. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, at the corner there, yeah.
Yeah.
Ingleside.
It's fucking sucks. Yeah, it sucks. So yeah, I'm like, darn, I might as well just take Little Caesars. I mean, the pizza technically still tastes better than Little Caesars. It does, but I don't think it's worth it. I mean, Little Caesars, they went up too. I mean, like I said, everything went up, but it's like they're still the better deal. They're still a better deal, not the better tasting, but it's like whatever. Gotta go cheap, man. That's the way it works.
I know you hate when I say it, Dominic, but Aldi pizza. That's what I live by now.
Oh, I mean, that I mean, I wanted better pizza though.
Yeah.
Oh, but are you trying to say that all these pizza
I'm saying
is
it's good enough.
It's good, well, good enough, dang. I wanted something better. I didn't want good enough. If I wanted good enough, I would just stick what I usually get at Walmart.
They actually temporarily have a pan pizza option too, and I think that's really good. But unfortunately, it's not a constant thing.
Are these Are these fresh pizzas that they make it?
They're like they're DiGiorno style.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. I taste the difference. I mean, I like that, but I wasn't going for that.
Yeah.
I wasn't going for that.
I got you.
Because I usually get the Walmart brand stuff, which I really like. And hey, it just tell you the price is going up because I remember that was a fucking deal. It was like $5, but now they gone up to almost like what DiGiorno prices used to be, and DiGiorno is just fucking. It don't even make sense. DiGiorno
because it's
doesn't
like
make any
$7, and then like DiGiorno is like $9 now.
Yeah, and it's like to the point. At that price, I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to order out.
Until you realize that those prices are $15 for a small pizza.
Well, you got the deals. Yeah. That's what helps you out with those games. And then DiGiorno, the pieces aren't big.
No,
like at least the pieces are fairly small compared to what you get at Pizza Hut.
Yeah, if you get a medium, or
Papa John's and stuff, and even Little Caesars. At that point, you might as well get Little Caesars. Like you, if you go on DiGiorno, I mean, DiGiorno is really just convenience. Yeah, that's really what it is. It's just a convenience of already at the grocery store. But it's like, darn, man, how you're supposed to be gonna be this high, man? It's like you don't taste that much better than these other brands over here, man. You're not that far off. All right. I guess we talk about sports. Let's see. Orioles lost a couple in a row. But they still have a 1.5 game lead over Tampa Bay, so they're still in first. College football this is week 1, even though it was week 0 last week, but it's week 1 now. We got the real teams, as you want to say, playing. Yeah, even though they count last week. Because then it's like almost saying, like, you're not knowing that. I guess Notre Dame was the only real team that played last week. But, and Navy, they didn't cover. The spread was like 20 and a half, just to get within that. They couldn't do it, Daniel. I was just rooting for that to just get within 20. Nope, they lost like 42-3. I was like, damn. If you bet on of course you bet fucking Notre Dame, you would have won. That's easy. You ain't getting no money for that unless you put a whole shitload of money on them. What else happened? I know Maryland plays today. They playing Towson today, so that should be a Maryland win. Like, if Towson beats them, that's pretty bad, and then I'm looking at a bad season. There's some other games on, but I don't know. I mean, I'll check about. Most likely, it's just all gonna be a surprise for me because I haven't really been paying attention. Like sports. Like I said, I haven't been watching ESPN, Fox, or anything. All I've been doing is watching just baseball. Like, just the games. So I know nothing was going on. I don't know about any scandals, which I probably would have seen them on my Twitter feed if there was like something big, but I don't know. Yeah. So I'm pretty much out the loop as far as that stuff. And I've been better for it. It's been better for me for it because it was just like I don't know. It's just everything. I mean, it's all entertainment, but it's just becoming more of a circus thing with ESPN and Fox Sports stuff, so it's like, I can just watch the games for that. I'll just be fine. Anything else really talk about in sports that happened that's big? That at least I care about. Nope. So, what's going on in wrestling? What's this Brawl in?
All right, Dominic. So here we go. All In was the event last week that AEW had at Wembley Stadium. We talked a little bit about how that was coming up. That was the biggest selling show in wrestling history. The WrestleMania in Dallas Stadium is second behind that, and then SummerSlam 92 in Wembley Stadium is like number 3. They sold over like 80,000 tickets. But But once again, AEW has found a way to shoot itself in the foot, because instead of talking about how good a pay-per-view this is, and it was an enjoyable pay-per-view. I ended up actually getting it because I expected a lot from it. But CM Punk fucked things up again, because on the pre-show, Jack Perry, who according to Dirt Sheets has somewhat recently gotten into it with CM Punk over, apparently he wanted to do some sort of spot with Real Glass, and other people did not want him to do that. And then apparently they asked CM Punk to talk to him about it, and CM Punk, poo-pooed it. So during the pre-show, they were having this like hardcore match because he was fighting Taz's son in a FTW rules match. FTW being Fuck the World. That's a title that they used to have in ECW that Taz would hold. They were having a hardcore match. Jack Perry came out in a limousine, and they were doing spots on the limousine. So at some point, he goes to the camera and he goes, "Oh, it's Real Glass, Cry Me a River." So apparently, he goes backstage, and that was the last match of the pre-show, and then CM Punk versus Samoa Joe was the first match of the show. Apparently, CM Punk approached him about this because of the dirt sheet reporting that they'd gotten into it previously about this glass spot. And CM Punk, who apparently has the most fragile ego in the world, may have gotten in his face, which resulted in a backstage altercation in front of Tony Khan. Apparently, some monitors may have been knocked over on him because it was so close to the area where they come in and go out. And CM Punk basically had to be talked down by Samoa Joe to go out and actually have his match, because he was yelling about how he quit and whatnot. Now, this is literally just about a year from the last time that this happened at All Out, which is actually coming up this weekend, because AEW decided back-to-back weekends was a great idea for pay-per-views. So yeah, it is absolutely wild. Allegedly, now that none of this is confirmed by AEW because they don't talk about this stuff, but according to all the dirt sheets, CM Punk and Jack Perry are both currently suspended following awaiting the results of an investigation into this event. I mean, it sounds like if Tony Khan was actually there, there's not really much to investigate, but I don't know. So who knows if we see CM Punk again? We might see CM Punk this weekend because they are in Chicago. All Out seemingly was going to be a show that was going to be headlined by him. And here we are, just it's so laughable that like they can't get their house in order, and they let CM Punk get away with it the first time. So of course he's still the same person. He did it again. And if they find a way to bring him back again, it's only going to happen again, because that is the old grumpy man that CM Punk seemingly is at this point. He just cannot let his ego, just can't let things go. He's going to be as petty as possible. So instead of talking about a fantastic show, there is bigger news to be talking about. But yeah, with that said, the show was very good. There were quite a few highlight matches, including the CM Punk versus Samoa Joe match. Like, it's kind of amusing to talk about how he got into this backstage kerfuffle and then came out and actually had a really good, enjoyable match where, where Samoa Joe kind of beat the crap out of him for the entire match and he squeaked out a victory. Yeah, so that's kind of where wrestling is. This weekend is actually a lot more wrestling because Payback for WWE, their pay-per-view, is on tonight. And then, as I mentioned, AEW is also having another pay-per-view this weekend, tomorrow night on Sunday. So, yeah, Dominic, there's a lot of wrestling going on. But right now, kind of the biggest thing is the drama.
Okay, as it always should be.
As
With
it always
wrestling.
should be. Yes,
Yeah.
but it should be the drama that's on the screen, not behind stage. Although allegedly there may be video footage of this incident, which I am only praying actually comes out, because that would just be the most hilarious thing ever, especially if monitors were knocked over onto Tony Khan, because he is just like, he's the meekest little guy. Like, he sat there the entire time during All Out last year with CM Punk right next to him, just running down his company and the people that he has put in positions of power, only to just let it happen. Just sat there the entire time with just like the most distressed look on his face, but was just not willing to say, all right, thank you for your time, CM Punk, you will be going backstage now. So, yeah. Hilarious.
All right. So I guess we get to what we've been watching. So you haven't watched anything?
Yeah, nothing really.
I finished Justified. I mean, the last episode was this week or last week. Although depends on when you listen to the pod. Well, by the time you listen to the podcast, it will be last week. So the ending was okay. It was fine. It was really nothing too dramatic overall, but the ending did lit in a cliffhanger type of fashion where, I mean, as for the story of the show is done, but it ended in a way that, oh, if there's a new season, we know what's to come. And spoiler alert, the main bad for all the seasons of the original Justified series, Boyd Crowder, was shown. He broke out of prison.
Oh.
The guy I played Walter Goggins play. And it was good to see him again. You see him, well, he's older, man. It's been a while. I mean, just like Raylan. But yeah, it's just like knowing that it's potential that he could be in the next one. If they do another one, he'll be there. I'll be happy for it, because he's still one of my favorite characters in television. But I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be another season, but at least they left it open. Like that's the ending I'm okay with. It's not really like a true crime. Like oh no, I didn't know what happened. Mm-hmm. It's just like he broke out. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
And the way Raylan ended the season is that he retired. And thing is, that's when the phone was ringing when he was on a boat with his daughter. The phone was ringing, but he wasn't answering it at first. First, it was like a text. He saw something, and then he just put his phone down. Then it was ringing, and then he saw his door. Then his daughter said, "You gonna get that?" And then that's how it stopped. So it's like,
no, I'm retired. And then he gets killed by Walter Goggins.
All right. Where are we at? Yeah, that's it. Well, I watched a little bit. I didn't finish him yet. I watched some Wolverine, the movie Wolverine that came out where he went to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that movie?
I don't remember if I've seen all of it. I've definitely seen parts of it, but I don't know that I've ever actually sat down and watched all of it.
Because I watched it all. I don't remember. I don't remember what I saw. So I was watching it because I was like, even watching it, I'm like, I only remember some of the stuff in the previews, like I seen, but I don't remember seeing this stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember when I first watched, I think I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. Mm-hmm. And watching it now, it's the same. I think it's fine. Like it's a fine movie. It's definitely better than Wolverine Origins.
Yeah.
But as an overall X-Men movie, I think it's, yeah, I mean, I think the best X-Men movie is probably, I don't even fucking know, honestly. It's between First Class and X2, and then Days of Future Past somewhere, and then probably, the last Wolverine movie's up there. Yeah, the last one that came out. Yeah. And this is up there. This is better than the bad ones. That's all I want to say.
It's firmly in the middle.
Yeah. It's fine. It's just not because it's not that I really can say it's horrible, but it's not that I can really say it's truly exciting too. Yeah. About it. I mean, it has some moments. It seems more down to earth, probably more down to earth of all. I mean, of the X-Men. Well, if Logan never came out, it was probably the most down to earth type of X-Men action movie. I mean, I like the whole setting. I like the setting that is in Japan, and everything. And like, but it is also where I could say like it could have been more. Could have been more, but you know what? It probably wasn't worth it. To do what they did is probably hey, it's probably a blessing, honestly, because they could really just been like whatever. Fox could have been like whatever at the time. So
as evidenced by
yeah,
you know,
and I got
third movie of both
3D.
X-Men trilogies.
Oh yeah, I got the third. I said 3D. The 3D. I got the 3D version of that, and yeah, it's nothing really special about the 3D. A couple, there's a few scenes stick out, but nah, it was just one of those movies that was in 3D just because of the money, because it costs more. So they said, hey, might as well put something in there. But I ain't finished that. I also started like Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I got the 3D version of that, and that looks good in 3D. There's that, and then I didn't really like it when I first saw it. But now I'm watching it now. So far, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
What I'm watching so far. Even though I don't think I hated it the last time. I didn't like Jamie. I didn't like Jamie Foxx's character. That's what it was. I didn't like the cartoonish, bubbling, crazy guy thing. I was like, that's played out and it's so uncharacteristic. Like with him, and with him, because Electro was never like that.
Yeah. Like
Electro, technically, I don't think he was even like. Was he even an electrician? Honestly, I don't know.
Nah, I thought it was just like some random thug or something.
Yeah, and then accidents happen. You know, and I think I read the comment. I think I actually read the comment in his origin story. Yeah, he did. He wasn't no dude who actually understood. He was no type, because I don't even know. Jay Fox. He's probably more of an engineer, right, than a scientist, because I don't know what he really does at Oscorp, or maybe it is. I don't know what his role technically is, but still, like him being a shut-in or like just like it's like I wish they hadn't gone that route with it. I ain't saying I go like the legit route of the original Electro, but the way you changed his attitude when he became Electro, I find funny, because it's like he became a different person. I was like, wait a minute, why is his personality gotta? How your personality
he's
just
so much
changed
cooler
like
now? He's a god, Dominic.
Yeah, it's like they say oh, so now he's Jamie Foxx now, but they say nah, that it's not supposed to work that way. Like his personality should still be there. Like you may get angry or something. That I could see that, like him getting angry and shit, but not that your whole just like you just change. Your persona just changes, like you're just a different person. That's the only thing I didn't like originally, but watching the show, watching things, like I liked
Andrew Garfield.
What's his name, Garfield, as Spider-Man, and I liked this. Peter Parker was different, but it was all right to me.
Yeah,
I know some people said they like Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker better, and I can see why you think that. I mean,
Andrew Garfield was definitely just like a Peter Parker for that time. Like he was very like emo, you know, kind of.
Yeah. Maguire, because Tobey Maguire, he played a Peter Parker that's more reminiscent to the traditional nerd.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And that's kind of, for now, that's played out. It's played out. That's a time that it doesn't make sense to be like that. Or just be honest, it's fucking annoying. It's more of an annoyance, because it's like whatever. And then and be honest with you, man, like me reading Spider-Man, like these old comics that they first came out. Like, I mean, Peter Parker was a nerd, but he wasn't a bitch. So I don't know what changed. Maybe it changed later on. Maybe I'll get to a point when they do like a little revamp and it changes, because it wasn't like, he was weaker than Flash and shit, but he wasn't like a guy who ran or not just ran, but like he just seemed so, I mean, yes, people did judge them and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's just that,
but he's
like
still
when he
a guy
became
that would
Spider-Man,
stand up to bullies or something like that, right?
Yeah, and when he became Spider-Man, like when he became Spider-Man, he was definitely more confident. And like in these shows, they say, "Oh, I gotta play it off," which he does. He does play things off, like he won't attack, but he will. But there was a lot of times he stepped up, man.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't, like he didn't take shit. Like if Flash was saying something, he would still get in his face. He won't hit him or something, but he will dodge him or something, or make him like trip or something. But he won't hit, like he won't hurt him. But he doesn't do what I thought he probably did, was just like act. He just act all, you know. He just pull like a Clark Kent and shit and be like, "Oh, I'm this all dropping. I'm a bumbling idiot. I'm smart as hell, but I just drop. I carry all my books in my hands and I just drop them all on the freaking ground." Like it's like nah. I was like, okay, that makes more sense with that character. So, but you don't really see Tobey Maguire in those movies. Like really, there wasn't a lot of too much interaction with him with being like Peter Parker with like the public eye kind of thing. Only with like Jameson and stuff, and when he's with Mary Jane and his Aunt May. But you know, the school thing was kind of quick in the first movie. You know, that kind of went by, and it did have that moment where he did dodge and flash and hurt him and stuff like that. So they did have that moment. But yeah, I'm I'm not hating those movies. Like I said, like you said, like Garfield's character was good for the time, and yeah, it was different. Some people didn't like it. I know one of my friends didn't really care for it. He liked him as Spider-Man though. He said Spider-Man was great. Like, and I think it's great. Like looking back at that one, like his quips and stuff.
I was
man,
gonna say he was much quippier.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I said, yeah, that's what I know of Spider-Man. Like from watching the TV show, that like he was always saying some quip or corny quip or something, but it was funny too. And yeah, and then like in the comics, always doing that. So I thought that was, yeah, I think that's done well. But I haven't finished watching, so maybe so far like I'm not disliking it, but he just got to the Electro part. Like he didn't even get to Times Square yet. I think he just got to the part where he was just sucking up some energy from some cars, and then he saw Times Square, and that's where I had stopped at. Yeah, man, I just got like ADD watch these movies. I can never stay and watch a movie all day straight, and then I'll just go to another movie right in between. I say, oh, take a break. It'd be like a be continue. It'd be like a be continue for me, and then I'll go watch something else. All right. So I guess I get to what we've been playing. So what have you been playing?
Just more Mortal Kombat 11. Continuing through that story mode. I got the achievement for being over like 50% of the way through the story. So I'm making my way through, but still just having fun with that.
All right. So I've been playing some more Judgment. Still playing that. Really getting tired of these chase sequences because they're just the same. And I think that's what someone, I think in a review, has said before too.
Are they like?
Also, I haven't.
Sorry, are they like QuickTime event kind of things, or what kind of stuff do you have to do for them? Okay.
Yeah, I mean you're chasing a guy, but there's QuickTime stuff where it happens like you have to dodge left from this person or jump over this obstacle.
Gotcha.
And but it's just that you do it too many times.
Yeah.
I did do some of the drone races because since I'm playing on PC now, I'm cheating, and I got infinite turbo, so I'm winning. So I was like, yay, it's not going to be frustrating for me. All right, what else have I done in that game? I advanced the story a bit. The story is pretty good. It does deal with it. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. It deals with some politics stuff, like maybe bad politicians buying up land. It seems like that's a theme and stuff like that. Working with the Yakuza and stuff like that. So it's crazy. What else have I played? I played some the new game Sea of Stars, which is pays homage to games of JRPG games, you know, like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy games and Dragon Quest and stuff like that. But it's done, and it's not a JRPG itself though, because it was done by Canadians. So it's a CRPG. But yeah, I played. I'm still at the very beginning, kind of part of it. And yeah, I mean, I like it. It does have it's like what you were probably with you, like the Mario kind of RPG way of like, you know, you hit the button when you attack so you can get higher hit points or something like that. So it's more interaction. Yeah, it's more interaction and not just you press an attack. Or defend when you defend yourself and things of that nature. So yeah, I like that. And so yeah, but it's in the story. Well, I can't really say much of story. I read a review though. They said the story was pretty good because this got some pretty high praise from some sites.
Yeah, it's
some of the reviews I see. Yeah. So like I was like, yeah. So maybe I'll continue this. I just wanted to try it out a bit, record some of it, just to see how the game was, and yeah, it was all right. What I played, I went back to play some Vampire Survivors. Well, first because it was like one of those Xbox reward things to do, but then I was like, oh, I just want to play some. And since I was playing under your name, you didn't have everything that I had unlocked, so. But I never did complete that first DLC, so I was like, I'll just do that. And I played with this new character. I forgot. Ooh, excuse me. I forgot their name, but they shoot they have some type of bow, and it does stuff. Yeah, I'm not really good at reviewing this. But it was fine playing with that character. It was fine, and yeah, that stage gets hard because it's so condensed in areas. Because like it's a huge stage, but you walk these paths that are very small, so there's not really much space to like kind of run away from enemies. So you really have to pick what type of weapons or anything you want to use in that state, the right ones, because you're gonna get in some packed places where you could try and get through, and you're gonna be kind of stuck, and you gotta just try to fight your way through. And yeah, because I died a few times because of that, but I did finish it eventually, and I unlocked that crypt that was in there or whatever to unlock the person. Because then when I died, and then I just picked that person to play as. And yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, that game was really addictive because I was just really into it, playing it again. But one of these days, I'm gonna pick up that DLC. And that thing is like what, $2?
Yeah.
I forget what it is regular price. I know it's less than $5, but I think it's on sale because of Game Pass. It's definitely on sale if you have Game Pass. I don't know if there's a sale other than that, but yeah. I mean, already that was my game of the year, so not really much more I can say of that.
Yeah.
I played some more Marvel Snap. And I finished the week they had a special week where you can unlock things every day because of the PC launch, and finished that. I got everything I could out of that. And now I am just playing for the fun of it. I've been kicking ass with my high evolutionary deck and my Sarah deck. The Sarah deck is where if you use Sarah at turn 5, you usually only get 6 turns unless you got a special 7th turn, because of either the one of the icons on the board has that, or there is a character called Magic, with the K, or something. She does that, makes it a 7th round. But if you use Sarah at 5, well, if you're able to use her before, that's fine. But she's usually she's 5 powered, so. If you use her at 5, she lowers all the cards in your deck by 1. So your strategy is like you kind of pick some 2 cards or something, or 3s or something, or 4s. I mean, but like I looked online to see what the best deck I could possibly make with her because of all the cards I had, and it seemed to work out for me. I seem like I'm winning more games than I lose with her, just like my high evolutionary deck. And they have saved me a lot, because a lot of times I'm thinking I'm about to lose. And I was like, oh, God, I don't know how this is going to work. But somehow I come out a win. I mean, because sometimes it's because of the opponent. Because, like I said before, sometimes I just end up playing not really to win, but just to accomplish a mission so I can unlock more credits. Like, just to get 20 points in one space. So I'm like, well, I'm going to focus on just a space in this game where this guy's not really putting a lot of cards in, that I have a chance to win that space with 20 points or more. And I don't care if I lose, because I just want to get that, because it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because so I'm just doing that. But the opponent doesn't know what I'm doing, so he's really trying to strategize. And man, I don't know how many times I've beaten people just doing that. Because I was like, Jesus Christ, I could have whipped my ass. I said, y'all, because they're still you go in just, if they're playing, trying to win, they're strategizing like, oh, what's he doing? But I would think after you see, like, I haven't put anything else nowhere else really. Or I might put one card there because I was like, this card too low. I'm not going to get anything if I put all my cards right here. I would see. It's like, I think they end up overthinking, because and I've done that too. I've overthink on things and like, oh, he might do this, and then they don't do it. They don't do the thing. So sometimes I just tell myself, you know what? I'm not going to play really. I say I'm either going, I don't know what's better. Maybe it's just better for me to play safe, and like if they do beat it the way that I think they might do it, oh well. But I don't want to outthink myself or something like that, because sometimes I overthink and I try to put something somewhere else, say, oh, he might do this, but sometimes it works out. So I guess it's all just a gamble. You never know. But I think I've come across people quite a few times lately where they really overthought on my end, where I'm thinking I'm just going to get my ass whooped, and then I start winning, and then I'm doing this on Conquest, because I kind of, on the just a normal game, I kind of want to mess up my rank, so I go to Conquest. It's not really a rank, so I just go play like the first Conquest mode, which, like, yeah, that's where you gotta get started because it won't hurt me. So, and then you play multiple games against the same opponent, and thing is, it gets to a point when I'm winning, and then I think I already complete my mission. I'm like, well, then I might as well try to win now. I might as well try to win, since this guy is not kicking in my butt the way he should have been. And then I do that. So, yeah. The game, I'm having fun. But like I said, I unlock a few cards. I don't unlock Magneto and Taskmaster, which are good cards. But with those cards, I don't know I have a deck to really use them in. I mean, I guess I could just do a deck on my own and try to work them around in it. But I know some decks that are really great with those cards. But unfortunately, I don't have the rest of those cards. I almost have the deck that has most of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. type of players, but I think I need the ship, the airship. I don't have the airship yet card, but I feel like there's a deck that has, because I have Agent Coulson, Marie Hill, the Skyjet or whatever. I forgot the other character it was. But I have them, but it's just that I don't have that, and I think I saw it was a good deck with those cards, whatever. Because I'm trying to just not be bored. Because that's the thing. Even though I was winning with the high evolutionary deck, most of the time, I can't win every time, but it was getting boring. Just keep using the same cards for me. Like I want to change it up a bit, but I know the other decks I have are, because of my rank, I still have a chance to win. But it's lower. It's a lower chance, because those people because I'll be seeing these people with these cards that I don't have, and that they're great. Like, sometimes I go against a deck and say, oh my god, they're gonna whip my ass. Unless, like, what helps me is because of the randomness of what the spaces are. Like, it might work into my favor. That'd be the only reason why I win. Like, one time, the only reason I won is because one of the spaces, when it changed, the last space, it changed to, oh, your deck turns to random cards. Yeah, and I was like, oh, thank God. And now I know he's not gonna kick I have a potential he won't kick my ass now, because he can't use the cards he need. So yeah, it's just so slow. It's so slow getting cards now. That's what sucks. And I do not listen. It's one thing to spend money where I know what cards I'm getting. If I see something like, hey, you'll get these cards, and you pay this blah 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 amount, and it's reasonable or something, I will probably do it. But I don't want to get it, pay money for just credits to allow me the potential of getting a card.
Yeah.
I can't do that. It's like, I can't do that. Because then, especially when it's like the potential, and then it might not be a card in some of those chests, man. It might just be a goddamn variant of a card I already have, art. Or it'll be the back of the card, like your back of the cards have different what's the word I'm looking for? Design or something. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I don't want that shit. I just want a card. I just want one of the new cards, and I'm mad that every time I get a potential to get a new card in a chest, I don't get the card I really want because it says like you're gonna have potential of getting these 3 cards or something random. And thing is, what's good about that is that each time you get something, it disappears. So it won't be like, oh, the next time you get that specific chest, the random is still there that you might not get what you want. No, you still got those other 3 cards. Only problem is it takes forever to do it, and there's only a week. It changes every week, and the way because of how I play, I only can do probably 1 unlock a week, maybe 2 if like the reason I got to do it twice this week is because of the special week of them launching on PC, and I got like a lot more credits. But other than that, as usually I only get 1 a week, so I'm like, damn, and whatever I get, that's it. And I'm not gonna be able to get these other cards, and I get pissed because I be seeing people use them, especially like say, oh, this card's really good. It's like, damn, I couldn't unlock it. Like I couldn't get Thanos when I had a chance. Couldn't get Galactus when I had a chance. Like I'm lucky I got High Evolutionary. Like I'm so fucking lucky I got him. Like now I look back at it because that was the first one when I got to those special freaking chests. That was the first one that I got. So I was thinking like, oh, I thought it was like so it will usually give me an order because that was like the first card. But nah, it was random, and I was like, oh man. So I kept getting cards that I didn't want. I said, oh, I wanted Galactus or Thanos, and nope. So, all right. So I guess we take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the flashback segment.
All right.
He is really adamant about something talking, but I don't hear it because I don't got no sound on.
What is it? Be reissuing Jurassic Park. Yes. Continues on NES. And now before anybody.
Yes, I totally agree with that. I think it's on inventory management. All of it, but
that's one of the things that stuck out in that review is like the fact that they've seemingly made inventory management worse. Like, how do you do that? But at the same time, at least hopefully people can mod that shit to make it work. But you're not going to be able to do that like streaming the game, which sucks.
Probably can, Daniel. I think those people.
Life finds a way.
See those people. I mean, I think I was watching this one a Skyrim a long time ago, and the guy was going through Nexus mod and like going his dashboard and just downloading while. Yeah, they be doing that, man, because they just be talking to the people in the chat while they doing something, and while me being pissed because I was like, I came here to watch you play a game, and it's like. I hear anybody talk about there's no sex scenes in this.
I have heard that there's romances that may lead to that, but there's nothing.
I want something more
intense,
like because Fallout, because he just kind of goes to that black screen.
Yeah,
I don't want the BioShock, or I hope they do a mod where there's a sex scene at least.
No, you got to stick with your bang games or whatever that shit's called, Dominic.
I want it to be like those like being a dick.
Yep. See, it's funny, Dominic. You play those games and you want more story. You play these games and you want more sex. There's no happy medium with you. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
And we're back. And then we're flashbacking to 2013. It's a new month, September. So we're doing magazine covers from that time period. And I'll go back to doing the games that I missed. It's a few games that came out this week for September. I just add them on to next week's. All right. So we're going to start off with Edge magazine. And what we got here is... Oh, Destiny!
Yeah.
The next generation of multiplayer gaming. Yes, this was huge.
Yeah.
This was huge.
We got caught up in the hype, Dominic.
Yeah, I mean, this is still the beginning. Like, the new consoles haven't come out yet. Destiny comes out the next year. But we were ready. It was like, this is Bungie's first game away from Microsoft since they left Microsoft. This is what they've been working on. High expectations. Yep, I was definitely into the hype. At the time, like, really, yeah. Just like, oh, this all multiplayer world, but the shooting and like in the Halo-ness and stuff like that. I mean, it was like, yeah. I mean, I was like, you know what? I mean, everybody kept talking about it. So like, well, I gotta be part about it. I can't be FOMO, as the kids call it, right? The kids call it FOMO.
That's what they call it.
All right. Let me see. Inside Bungie, a hands-on exploration of the Halo creators' new universe. Also, they got the previews of Arkham Origins, Final Fantasy 14, Puppeteer, Super Mario 3D World, and they also says how Sony made PS4 an indie paradise. And you know what? That was a name for the PlayStation in its early life. People used to call it Indie Station. Mm-hmm. Because they were like, where's the games? Because, yes, which is funny. At the PlayStation's early life, that's what it was. I remember asking that. Like I said, man, there's no games on PS4. And then they just start coming up with games. Mm-hmm. And then there was no games on Xbox. Inside the UK's underground arcade revival. Okay, yeah. I know nothing about that.
To investigate that.
Yeah, but these guys are over there, so Stephen Poole takes on the console war. Okay, who's Stephen Poole?
I don't know. As long as it's not Tim Pool going on console wars.
All right, Watch Dogs, Titanfall, and Drive Club is already inside. Yeah, Titanfall is coming, and Watch Dogs. Yep, these Drive Club. Not so much. I was never excited for it, and yeah, I don't think anybody else was either.
No, I think sales proved that.
All right, so what's the next mag we got here? We got the Xbox, the official Xbox magazine, and we got Batman Arkham Origins on the front. We got the Joker.
Of course.
He's back. It was just funny because he's never left, apparently. Because he's in all
spoilers.
But, yeah, you can be back. Joker's on front here. It says, meet the surprising new villain terrorizing Gotham.
Which is the surprising new villain, Joker.
This is what... This title is... I know people are like, what are they talking about? Like, you got the picture of a Joker here, and you tell us to meet the surprising new villain. Well, yes, the Arkham Origins, Joker was new. Like, he was new. As far as the story.
Right.
But Joker's the oldest fucking villain. like was ever, basically. Big in Japan. Xbox's hugest Far East fans.
That just means fat Xbox fans in Japan.
Yeah. Indies speak out. Their take on next gen. Well, apparently they like the indie station better on the PlayStation.
Apparently. I mean, that's kind of crazy, right? Like, everybody's had their shot now because the 360 was huge for indie games. Then the PS4 was huge for indie games. And now the Switch is big for indie games.
Yep. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. This is basically it. All right, so we got 12 new games only on Xbox One. Dead Rising 3, Killer Instinct, and 10 more. And this is, Xbox had these games early on. Not saying they were all good or anything, but they had games that were just on there.
Rise.
And then that was it.
Yep.
Like for a while. Then it went quiet. It went quiet for a while. There we go up here. The Division, a next-gen online RPG to die for. Oh, my goodness, man. The Division. They didn't talk about that. Battlefield 4, surviving a 64-player shootout. Yes, that was huge, too.
Mm-hmm.
Titanfall, of course, a Xbox exclusive. You have to see. Look at that. They got EA to come over and do an exclusive game for them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So what we got here? We got Game Informer.
Mm-hmm.
We got, yes, this was anticipated by RPG fans. Dragon Age Inquisition, Bioware's fantasy series comes back, roaring back. And I mean, this was better than 2, so it was good. I mean, overall it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. That's when you bought the Xbox One, right? When that and Halo came out?
Yep. Bought that game. Yeah, and I mean, I enjoyed it. It had its problems, so, but it overall was all right. It was better than 2. Mm-hmm. It was better than 2. I think one's still sort of the best. Even though this has some things that were better than 1, I think story-wise, 1 was just better. But yeah, this is really anticipated. I mean, this is the one I was looking at. I was really looking at. But then Witcher 3 kind of destroyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was grateful. I was so grateful that this came out first, because like if Witcher 3 had came out first and then this, I don't know what it would have.
That's why they're struggling now, Dom. They're like, what do we do? 10 years on, they still haven't come out the next one because they're like, shit, what do we do?
And thing is, this was a slow year. Dragon Age Inquisition came out the next year.
Yeah.
Like the only games I was getting Game of the Year was like Destiny. This I think a couple. It was top, like maybe RPG. Then you had Shadow of Mordor or whatever. Or Mordor. What was it called? I forget which one. The first one of those. Came out.
Shadow of Mordor. The other one
that was
Shadow of War.
Shadow of War, yeah. And like that one Game of the Year someplace. It was like a mix of Game of the Year, because really it was no like definitive game that you felt was like, this was the best thing there. Like the games were all kind of what the kids would call mid. But they were better than mid.
He's in a lot of the kids' parlayings these days, huh, Don?
But yeah, because I couldn't really have a Game of the Year that year, because I think, and the thing is, I'm like, technically this ain't, and I think after a while people were kind of down in this more than definitely giving it praise as time went on. And then when Witcher came out, it was pretty much like, man.
Which is funny, because now looking back at that year, Dark Souls 2, people weren't as high on as Dark Souls 1. But even then, it feels like a lot of people, if they look back now, would probably be like, oh man, Dark Souls 2 came out that year.
I think overall people, I don't know, did they like Dark Souls 3 better than Dark Souls 2? Or was that, which one was the worst of the 3?
That's a good question. I think 2 was the less revered. I think 3 was like, it's not as good as 1, but it's kind of a return to form.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to say like Miyazaki wasn't included. It didn't work on 2 or something like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did play Armored Core 4.
Oh, how's that?
And it's all right. It's all right.
How's it running?
I guess some of the stages are going kind of fast for me because I got cheats on. But
okay.
But yeah, it's real fast paced, and yeah, because I was getting killed. Like when I was fighting that first boss, and then I turned the cheats on. That's why I was like, oh, let me turn the cheats on, and then I was okay. Yeah, I think I would have died a lot in that first boss, because that thing was lighting me up, and I didn't know how to dodge everything.
Yeah,
and then I ran out of ammo. And missiles.
Oh shit!
And I gotta go look up. I don't know where you pick them up at, or if you pick them up. Maybe it's a thing where you only can use as much as you can on a mission, and then if you don't have any more,
you're just spamming them too much.
Or you got your sword, and you just had to survive. I guess they want to make it hard like that. I don't know, but like, yeah, I didn't know where to pick it up, so I turned cheats on so I can get the ammo back. I just got the ammo, so I was like, yeah. So yeah, so I'm playing Breaking the Game just like I did with what was that game? The game that was taking place, the samurai game that was like
Sekiro?
Dark Souls. Yeah, Sekiro. It's like a Sekiro. I'm breaking the game, but I'm love it. I'm liking it.
But you're enjoying it. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? That's the way you enjoy it.
All right. So what other covers we got here? We got the last one for 2013. Oh no, that was it. That was the last one for 2013. So we're going to 2003. We're going 20 years ago to Edge magazine 20 years ago, and here they got Halo for the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Kill
look
zone.
at it. That's the Halo killer.
The Halo
Kill
killer.
Zone. Yeah, I was excited for this, damn.
Yeah.
I saw the screenshots. I was like, woo, look at that. Say, take that, Halo. And then when how did I play the game? Did I borrow it? I know I ain't buy it. I think I borrowed it. I think I borrowed it from Games and Flicks at the time.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, hey, I get this. I can get movies and games. And it was still cheaper than, it was cheaper than GameFly. So, I got, I borrowed the game finally, and I did not like it. I did not like it. And I don't even know what the story is. I know these were the bad guys.
Yeah,
that's
the
all
Hellgeist.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't it. But before that, they were trying to hype this game up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Killzone. Edge reveals Sony's splendid secret shooter. Just imagine the social media was back then. Good God.
This is what we're going to have to deal with again, Dominic. Once Microsoft takes Call of Duty exclusive, we're going to get the Call of Duty killer from PlayStation again.
Yeah. All right. So, previewed. They got Outrun 2, Metal Arms, Homeworld 2, Pillage, and Samurai 2. Reviewed. Beautiful Joe. Oh man, look at that Beautiful Joe.
How do we not have
Katu?
something Beautiful Joe related? Like a remake, remaster, re-release, something. How do we not have that?
I know. That is just amazing. Like, that should have been, of all things Capcom has done, it's like you would think they would have done that, man. Katu was the Kai something of Kai, the PlayStation exclusive. All right, let me see. EGM in 2003. What we got here? This is 3 cover one, but the one that they showed was, of course, the Link one.
Yeah,
because that's probably the favorite of the characters. I mean, just because it's Link, and though I don't really care for the purple background, but I guess that's because of the GameCube. Thing is, because it's a blue background for the PlayStation. And I couldn't find the Xbox one. Like, nobody has the cover of the Xbox magazine.
About Spawn.
Like, I couldn't find the Electron Gaming of that one. But, Soul Calibur 2, Combat Evolved, exclusive reviews for all 3 US versions. And the underdogs, 4 new systems are already to take on PS2, Xbox, GameCube, and Game Boy Advance. See what they all are all about. I don't know what these systems are.
Is one of them the Phantom?
Oh, yeah, the Phantom. I remember that.
Phantom lap board.
Special report. Games are good for you. Games are bad for you. What every gamer and parent needs to know. Okay. I know I'm not reading that part. Football Roundup. Madden versus ESPN versus FIFA versus Blitz Pro. And the champ is... Look at that. ESPN, this is when they were with 2K now, right? I think 2K took the ESPN. I'm trying to think. It's 2003, right? 2003
Yeah.
did.
I mean, that makes the most sense because you got Madden, Fever as the Xbox one. So
yeah. Because I don't think 2K ever skipped a year.
No.
Now, there used to be an ESPN, like, sports thing, but I don't think it was in 2003. I think they did get it, I want to say. All right. True Crime versus GTA. See if True Crime can take down the boss of crime games. And 10 reasons to go online. No, yeah. 10 reasons to go online. Role-playing games, shooters, giant robots, breasts, and more. Wait a minute. Why is that? What are they talking about?
You know what they're talking about. They're talking about breasts.
All right, man. There's some stuff down here, but it's too small to say, and I don't got a magnifying glass. So,
But we got to talk about this win a trip to Alias, probably. I think that's what's behind the sticker.
ABC. Yeah, ABC. Yeah. ABC show Alias. Oh, okay.
Can I still win that?
I think I watched like 1.5 episodes.
Really?
Of Alias. I never got into it. My friend liked it. I think Foot. I think he always talked about it, but it came on a time when didn't it come on Sundays?
I think so.
So yeah, the cartoons were on. The like Simpsons and stuff were on. Yeah, so yeah, that's why I didn't watch it. Yeah, and I just never went back. I mean, hey, with this writer strike, maybe I got time. I'll go back and look at it. All right. So what do we have here? Nintendo. We got Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on the front.
Yeah.
Yes, this game was good. I really like this one. And also, look at here. We got the new Game Boy Advance SP.
Mm-hmm.
2 new colors. You had the black one?
I had... What is the first
silver
one I had? I had the silver one. Yeah, the silver one is the original one. I feel like you let me hold
one. I feel like you let me hold one. I feel like you let me hold one. You let me borrow one.
I don't remember.
I feel like
I have two, and I have both of them still. I have a silver one, and I have an ice blue one. The ice blue one is...
No, I mean, like, I gave it back. I'm just saying, I felt like... I'm trying to think, like, what... I
had the black DS. That's what I had. Because I was thinking I had the black. I remember seeing these two come out and being like super excited about them. But I actually won the silver Game Boy SP from the IGN message boards. So I already had a Game Boy Advance. So I wouldn't have gotten one otherwise, I think, even though I wanted it because it had the front light on it.
Yeah.
But I think I had also, by that time, I had already put the Afterburner kit in my Game Boy, though, so I didn't really need it because I had the front light that I installed. But I just happened to win a contest on the IGN message boards. I was like, oh, shit. And they actually came through and sent it to me. There was like 2 surprises. One that I won, and then 2 that they actually, because it wasn't like an official thing. It was just like another poster on the message boards.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, nice car, man.
Yeah.
Nice car. Oh, and I know I got a DS. That's really when my first Game Boy Advance was when the DS Lite came out. That's where I got it. Cause I never had. Yeah, that was my next Game Boy. I never got any other Game Boy. I almost felt like you let me hold just so I can try it. I
might have. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I touched one of these things before that. I feel like I touched it and I know I don't have it.
Yeah.
All right. So what else we got here? Soul Calibur 2, Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Did you play this game?
I played. There was a demo that had that and Soul Calibur 2 and I think like Sonic Adventure 2 or something like that on it. And I played that and I was actually kind of excited about it. And then I don't remember if I played the demo and didn't really dig it too much or if it was just, I had Soul Calibur 2. I didn't need much of anything else for a while there because I really got into that game. So it was all right. It was kind of like Katamari Damacy where you're kind of rolling this thing around, but it was more, instead of rolling over things, you were trying to avoid things to not break your egg and get it to the finish line.
Yeah.
I didn't beat it, so I don't know what's inside the egg, though, Dominic.
All right. You got Gladius. I played this game. And you got The Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah.
Mega Man Battle Network 3. Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. And you got Mario golfing up here. Mario goes clubbing. All right. What we got here? We got Game Informer.
Oh, yeah.
We got Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne.
Hell yeah.
Exclusive look at Rockstar's tragic tale of love and betrayal. Max Payne's
awesome.
Another series I never really got into. My friend, he had the first one. I think I borrowed it, but I never beaten it. I always want a game I want to go back to also. Just because I felt like, man, I kind of missed out on it. Because I even want to play this one. And the only Max Payne I beat was 3. the latest one, and I don't remember anything about that game.
Yeah, 2's the only one I've beaten. Like I always wanted to go back to 1, but 2 really got me. 2 was awesome at the time.
And yeah, so they showed that off. You got Prince of Persia. We explored the sands of time.
That's awesome.
You got Puck. This GI breaks down the upcoming NHL season. Yeah, this is when you even have more than one NHL game. It's amazing. Xenosaga 2. Yeah, I was excited for this. Must see new pictures inside. What we got here? Oh, we got The Rock for Spy Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
For the Spy Hunter movie. That
never happened,
right?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
He was in that game, though.
Exactly. He was on the side. Dream Machines. 5 PCs to die for. I remember this machine. That little box PC. Mm-hmm. I remember this thing. Because it's supposed to be like, oh, it looks like a console, but it's a PC.
Yep.
I don't know how powerful it was, though. All right. What else we have here? Oh, I guess that it for 2003? Yep, that's it for 2003. So now we're going back 30 years to Nintendo Power. And 30 years to 1993. Super Mario All-Stars. Lost Levels Havoc.
Yeah. Japanese Mario 2.
Yep. And Rock and Roll Racing Preview. I don't know what... Review. I don't know what that is.
Rock and Roll Racing, I think Rare made it. I think it's on that Rare collection for the Xbox even.
Oh, okay.
It's like that kind of isometric racing game.
So it's not real like Rock and Roll Stars?
No, it's not a guy from Aerosmith doing some
Rolling Stones or something. All right, what else we have here? I think that's it. Yeah, there's like nothing else on here. With the Mario also, which I thought was cool. I was jelly of this. As the kids say about
updated
10,
graphics
15 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I saw like, oh man, they get to get all the Marios, and a friend of mine's had it. Like I went over to his place. My sister used to watch them, and I used to go over there and say, "Oh, you got Mario All Stars," and I used to play. It's like this Mario looks better than my Nintendo Mario. I was like,
it's like damn straight it does.
But yeah, man, I was like, damn, man, I used to be so jealous of that boy, man, having all those damn games. And then he'd come to our house and say, man, I wish I had a Sega Genesis. But that's just how kids were. You always want what you don't have.
Exactly. That's how adults are too, Dominic. It never goes away.
Yeah.
Always be jealous.
All right. So, darn, I didn't even put this in the full screen. All right, the last one we got here. Game Pro in 1993. And last month they had Street Fighter. So this month they said we're going to have Mortal Kombat up here. And look at this. Look at him about to kill Sonya Blade. Oh no.
I feel like I had this this magazine because I feel like I remember like tracing that Goro or something like that back in the day.
3 fingers.
Yep.
But no, he actually has a thumb. That's got to be a thumb, right?
2 fingers and a thumb.
Yeah, so 2 fingers. Yeah. He's evolved. He said, you don't need all these fingers.
No, you don't.
What are you doing?
Especially when those fingers are that big. Like, that's just like holding your 2 fingers together.
Exactly.
I can do everything that I need to do with those fingers.
And you still could put a middle finger up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What does it say? Awesome Mortal Kombat. Awesome fighting action for Genesis, Super Nintendo, Game Gear, and Game Boy. Yep, even having the Game Gear and Game Boy.
Yeah.
I played them on all of them. Yeah. And they were fine. And the Game Boy one was fine. I mean, for a kid like me at the time, even though they couldn't make red blood in there, it was impossible. I wonder what you do if you put that in the Super Game Boy.
That's a good question.
All right, let me see here. 38 Pro reviews. Genesis. Oh, wait a minute. What did it say? Free special section. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Master the new combos and moves. They got 38 Pro reviews. Genesis Jurassic Park, the best one. Bill Walsh. College football. I did not know Bill Walsh had his own game. Rocket Knight Adventures. Rocket Knight. Super Nintendo, World Heroes, Super Bomberman, Wing Commander, The Secret Missions, Sega CD, Robo Aleste? What the hell is that? Nintendo, Kirby's Adventure, Jurassic Park. That's the worst one. That's the worst Jurassic Park. Neo Geo, World Heroes 2, Game Gear, Tom and Jerry. Look at Tom and Jerry. Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Yep. The best Street Fighter.
Yeah, for the PC engine. Yeah, I just love the PC engine.
Oh, shit. That does say that for the PC engine. That's sneak previews of Mega Man X for the Super Nintendo. Mega Man 6 for Nintendo. Art of Fighting Super Nintendo. And Slam Masters Championship Arcade Techniques. All right. So what else they got here? Oh, they got wait a minute. I missed this. Arcade mode code. Is that for Blood?
Oh, it might be. Or maybe it's just for arcade mode.
I mean, that's ridiculous. You know what? It probably didn't. It didn't have an arcade mode. All right, I accidentally left the page of. Hold up, I'm gonna reopen tab now. Okay. Oh, that's it. Okay, so so that's it for 1993. That's it for the flashback segment. So I guess we'll take a quick break when we get back. We get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. So let's get to the gaming news. What we got, Dan?
All right, Dominic. Following our discussion about this game last week, it has been announced by Limited Run Games that they are releasing Jurassic Park, the Classic Games Collection that will include all of the classics from the series, including Jurassic Park, 1993 for the NES, Jurassic Park for the Game Boy, Jurassic Park for the SNES, Jurassic Park 2, The Chaos Continues, 1994 for the Game Boy and the SNES. All of the classic games for that series. What do you think, Dominic? Are you excited about this?
All of it. Yeah, okay. Not the one I fucking mentioned last week that had a like anniversary.
Yeah, they said the classic ones, Dominic. That's not a classic.
Yo, how are they gonna miss out on the Genesis ones? Like, what the hell? Like, what licensing? I wish they would at least say like they have some licensing. I'm like, yo, which I think that's bull. I feel like I mean, if they didn't, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know that they have control over that, would they?
Well, I mean, technically they did. They were the publishers. But I don't know if they
were.
But I feel like, you know what? Maybe is that because this Sega published it. But I don't know, man. They did Jack and Daxter collection. Sony did. So I feel like Sega would have.
They've got the ins. They can get somebody.
Damn, because when I first saw it, I said, "Oh, the collection." I said, "Darn, they got all of them." Mm. Then I said, "Wait a minute, what's the Genesis?" And then somebody asked that too. Oh, you don't got the Sega ones here. And I just wish they would explain why there isn't a Sega one, man. Yeah. But I mean, that's good. I mean, if you rent it, you got nostalgic for that, or you just want to try it out. You know, just say like, "Hey, I like Jurassic Park," and get these old games or something like that. I guess that's cool. I mean, honestly, yeah. If you're into this stuff, because the limited run stuff, they always seem pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
How they do it, how they do their thing.
Yeah, because they put out the physical copies with all the extra little bits and bops. I was on their website, and they've released a Force Unleashed VHS version, which is the Force Unleashed Star Wars game, but like in the shape of a VHS. And I'm like, how is that relevant at all?
How do you play it?
Yeah, I mean, the game's not in the shape of. I think the game's either just a regular game or a digital code, but like the physical box.
Like you said, what's buy Force Unleashed with VHS? I don't get it.
It's to fit in with the rest of your VHS collection of Star Wars, I guess, Dominic.
Oh, if you try to make it like, hey, this is like part of the original,
I guess,
storyline with George Lucas before canon, they fucked it up with Disney.
Canon.
Yeah, it was. Now it's what Legends they call it.
Yeah, something like that. Expanded universe.
Yeah.
Or I guess it would be Legends because it was canon, but it's just it's not canon until we decide it's canon again, because it feels like the majority of that stuff is slowly getting pulled back in bit by bit, right? So.
Wish they had more kids. Leia and Han, or even Luke had a kid.
Yeah.
Like he changed, like that he changed, like he wasn't gonna be like the monk kind of thing. It's like we ain't doing this shit. Like all this does is cause repress anger and shit, and then people go to the dark side. You go to the dark side. That's what this shit does.
Luke Skywalker, the original incel.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Dominic. Next up, Nintendo had a Super Mario Wonder Direct. It was about 15 minutes long, just showing off that game, basically. Just giving a taste of what that game's going to be. It is a 2D Mario, has an overworld. Some of the overworld sections are open. Bowser has apparently been transformed, has transformed into a castle. Like he's not a castle. He's been combined with a castle through the power of these Wonder Seeds. And when you take a Wonder Seed, it's basically like Mario's going on acid and he's having a trip. It looks really good. And whenever they show that game, it looks good, but you don't really get, or at least I don't initially get the difference between it and like a new Super Mario Brothers. But then they'll zoom in on the characters and you can see they have this almost not quite Rayman look to them, but they have this really cool flat shaded kind of aesthetic to them that does differentiate it from these games. You can, of course, we've seen it already. You can play as Peach and Daisy and Luigi, and there are 2 different Yoshis you can play as, and then there are 2 different Toads and Toadette, I think, and Nibbit you can also play as. And if you play as the Yoshis...
Why did they make Toadette canon? I'm glad, because I was afraid we're getting a Smurf situation. Well, I guess it's still kind of a Smurf situation.
Yeah,
but
there's still only one Toadette.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo... How did these guys mate, or did they
you
just
don't want to know
grow?
They just pull the mushroom tip down.
Oh, they just like real mushrooms. They are mushrooms asexual too, like other plants.
Something like that.
Because they fungi, they're different.
They just go down into their little hat and then pop out too. Just multiply.
They change the sex wherever they wanted to be.
Exactly.
I mean, like worms or something like that. Like there's no male or female. They just. Hey, somebody beats a male or female this time.
Let's just say you have to knock on the door when you go into any Toad's house. That's all. It might be boning down anytime. You never know. So they're doing that. There are new powers. Of course, you've seen the elephant, modes of people. There's also a bubble blowing mode that's kind of similar to a fire flower, but it's bubbles, obviously. And then the really interesting thing, they had online ghosts. So you're going to be playing and then you can see other people in the world that are playing the same level as you, and you can even interact with them a little bit, and if they die in a level you can touch them to bring them back. It's really kind of neat. And then at the end of that presentation, they showed off that they're releasing a Super Mario Switch, which is just a regular, or Switch OLED, which is just the regular Switch OLED. And it's got red Joy-Cons and a red dock. And then in the back of the dock, there is a little shadow of a Mario. And then if you flip the back of the dock down, there are coins there, which is the least inspired thing, because you'll never see that once you close that thing up and connect your cables. Oh sure, it's a cute little secret or whatever, but it just feels kind of lazy. But yeah, so that's coming out at $350 on October 6th, which is a couple of weeks before the actual game releases. So yeah, a game is looking really good, Dominic. So all right, Dominic, in some sadder news here, we got Saints Row developer Volition has been shut down following poor sales and critical response of that latest Saints Row game. And it seems like this is probably also partly because Embracer, allegedly, their owner and overseers now, because they bought them and they were under Gearbox now. But basically, Embracer had a deal that they thought they were going to sign, basically, and then it fell through. It turned out that was with the Saudi investment fund. So sounds like they, missed out on a lot of capital there. So I can't say this is entirely surprising, but it's just so shitty to see a developer who has been kind of a staple for like 25 plus years now just get folded like this after, what seemed like kind of bad spending habits by Embracer to begin with, because they were just gobbling up everybody for a while there. Like they had endless amounts of funds,
I mean, they embrace everybody, Dan.
They were embracing a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. My first Volition game was Summoner. It was a PS2 game.
Oh yeah, I remember that game.
And it was on PC. But I played it first on PS2 as one of those launch games. I borrowed it from Blockbuster because I had a PS2 at Christmas, so I want to try some games out. And I picked that game up. And yeah, I can't really get into it at that time. Like I didn't really understand what's going on with it or anything. But they had this little like extra video thing where it was like a little comedy skit with characters from their different games. It was like a character from what's the game called? With their game, it looked like a character that's going to be was going to be in Red Faction. Red Faction hadn't come out yet, but it looked like a character from Red Faction. So I guess they just had it. They were probably working on it and just put it in there. Then they got like a monster, and they were like, it looked like they were playing Dungeons and Dragons, and they were like,
yeah. I remember seeing that.
And they were. Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Yeah. And then like, it was funny. It was funny. I looked that up again, but yeah, it was pretty funny in there, and I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, so that's my first time. But then Red Faction came out, and that was just awesome because I played the shit out of that game. When my friend let me finally hold it after he beaten it, because I just love just going through walls, man. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna go through the door. I'm gonna go through the wall, even though I didn't have to. I could just went through the door, but it was just like, hey, I can blow this wall up. And I remember just going through walls, tunnels, and just going to the end where you can't go nowhere because I just want to see what happens. But just like, yeah, all that destruction that to happen, like at a time like at a PS2 was just amazing. And it was like, oh my God. Red Faction 2, I didn't like as much as Red Faction 1. It was just something about it that just didn't grab me. I did have that game. No, I still have it. But then when it got Red Faction on the new gen at the time, like the Xbox 360, that was awesome. Now I'm trying to think, was that still them?
Yes. Yeah, that was still
all right. Them. Oh, it was still them. So like, hold up. I thought they were. So what was Guerrilla Games? No, Guerrilla Games is somebody else. That's my fault.
Guerrilla Games is the Sony studio.
Yeah,
Killzone.
I'm getting them because I'm getting Guerrilla as that was a faction, I think, in the Red Faction. I think there's something called Guerrilla. Oh yeah, whatever. But yeah, so yeah, of course, yeah, Red Faction, Saints Row. I didn't really got it. I never really got into Saints Row. So, I mean, I played 3. That was like the only one I played. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I did play Ages of Mayhem, which is a game that it was I think it was a fine game. It's just that they should have made multiplayer. Like it should have went another direction.
Yeah,
I think it should have went another direction, like the direction they did. Like that was a good direction. I felt like that was a good, okay direction for that game. It was on like the PS2 days, like it was PS2 Xbox days, because not a lot of people were online. But you're talking about time online and the kind of action you're doing. It's like, hey man, I could do somebody with it, like somebody can play with me on this game. And now like with the recent Saints Row, which has pretty much bad reviews all around, which is that's pretty sad for them because I know they're capable of doing something great, and they never did do another Red Faction. Like it sucked. Well, the sequel they did. Yeah, I don't know why they chose that direction. I don't know what that happened, but I think they had a chance to. They still had a chance of goodwill because they did put out the remastered version of Red Faction. But I guess, I mean, that wasn't enough to really mean, if they were waiting for, if that was supposed to be based on like how many sales that could get to do a new one, I don't think it should have been anyway. Because I felt like, nah, you just need to do a new one. Like if you're gonna do one, just do one, and just make a great game because people will come to it. Like I feel like they came for that one. It's just sad that it went down the way it went down. With Volition, hopefully those guys who were there find some other work somewhere else that was either comparable to where they were working or better. But yeah, I mean, but they had a alright history. I mean, they had some games out there because
I
was rated pretty good.
Forgot that they were the ones that also made Red Faction. So yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, this is, we were talking about like the consolidation of video games and studios and stuff before we started recording, but like this is some of the bad that happens, right? Like, and it's not necessarily it wouldn't have happened otherwise, who knows what the fate of this studio would have been if they had stayed as independent as they were, who knows if they would have had the money or support, but maybe they could have gotten it from, a different company, through exclusivity on the PlayStation or the Xbox or what have you, Epic Store. But, now here we are with this studio just getting shut down and a whole bunch of talent now having to find new jobs, which really sucks.
Yeah. All right. So what else we got?
All right, Dominic, this last story I got here, PlayStation Plus, the 12-month subscriptions are going up on September 6th. Essential is going from $59.99 to $79.99, a $20 increase. Extra is going from $99 to $134.99, a $35 increase. And Premium is going from $119.99 to $159.99, a $40 increase. These are some big increases, Dominic, and it's hard to see what they're justifying this with.
Yeah, this is like, like when you see increases like this, like on the Netflix used to be like maybe like $1 or something. Like they went up $1 every now and then, blah blah blah. Like, and to me, I feel like you could complain about it. I mean, I can complain about it, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know the financial situation, so I don't know if that is actually small or big or what Netflix is doing. I have no idea. All I know is that when things go up, who likes to pay more? Yeah. That's it. like who likes to pay? Who says like, you know what? I want to pay more. I don't know. So, but like this, like if I heard somebody told me they're going to increase it, I'm thinking like, oh, what, they're going to go like $5 up or something.
Yeah, I mean, even if we're talking like $1 per month, that's $12 increase on the high end,
Yeah, it like because it's $60. I'm like, oh, well, it's going to go 65 or set or like 70, like it's gonna go $10, up, like everything's gonna go up $10 at the most up. I'm thinking at the most like 10. Like I'm thinking like I'm not thinking 20, and I'm not thinking damn 40 or 35.
Yeah.
Like that
feels the high end ones big. Are definitely where you're like, whoa, what are you guys doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Like you really that's a big leap. Now you can say what you want about like what you get for your buck, I mean, you can say what you want, but if I'm already paying this and you want to increase that, like, yeah, I'm sorry. That's a big increase. I don't care. Like you can give me, say, hey, this is only $1 a month. I think this is ridiculous as $1 a month, but you know what? You may be paying $1 a month, fine. Then next thing, like a year or whatever, so you say, okay, the next subscription, we're going up, man. It's going to be about $50 now or something like that. I'll be like, what the hell, man? And then you can say like, well, yo, you get like what it's worth, man. You was getting banged. Said, yeah, but I was already paying this. That ain't normal. It's like I can't. I got to think. It's like, oh man, I'm keeping this. Do I really need this? It's like oh, whatever. So So yeah, I get it that some people were upset. Because it's a huge increase. Like it's a huge increase. Um, that yeah, you would question and say like, okay, is it worth it for you to continue this?
Yeah.
Even for the people who just play online, like some people were even saying that, like I don't play online as much anymore, so it might not be worth it for me to even do this because the free games are not like some people are noticing, like I don't play them. Yeah, I'm not even playing them really or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or now, do PlayStation give you the option to just pay for just a month?
They do. So that's where this gets kind of interesting because to go down the list real quick, Essential costs $9.99 a month, $10 a month. That's $120 a year. So $79.99 is still a discount. It's just not as much of a discount as $59.99. Extra is $15, $14.99, $180 a year, $17.99 for premium a month, $216. So you're still seeing a discount when you're buying the full year up front. It's just not as severe a discount. And I think that's part of the problem, at least for me, is when I look at that, I'm like, okay. And I even, when you first texted me about it, I was like, okay, if it's $135, divide that by 12, it's still less than like $12 a month. And I think the service is all right. Like we criticize it for what it is. It's not as good as Game Pass because it's not as full. Like you don't get those games on day one, but if that doesn't matter to you, they'll eventually get there and you can play those first party titles. You don't have the streaming stuff, which, depending on your situation sucks. Now premium, that's a whole other thing. Premium just doesn't feel like it offers enough over extra to be worth it regardless the price, because they're basically giving you some PS1 games and some PS4 games that you can stream, and that's kind of the extent of it. There's like game trials, I think, as well, but everything else that you're really looking for as far as like that catalog is in extra. So like the value isn't bad, but when you start to like consider, okay, now I'm a person that has Game Pass, and this is me specifically, everybody's not going to be in this situation, but where you have Game Pass and you have a PC that you can play well enough some of those games, or an Xbox that you can stream it to, or a PC that you can stream them to using that service, and those games are releasing on day one, do I also need the PlayStation equivalent? And that's where I start to wonder, because it's like, okay, you made this less of a deal for me. Now, like you said, I'm having to think about it more. Whereas like when you do those small increases like Netflix, I mean, shit, man, I've been a Netflix subscriber for probably over 10 years at this point. And do I use it enough to get my money's worth? Probably fucking not. But because they do those like little paper cuts of price increases, it's like, okay, whatever. I might want to watch, whatever's on there eventually. So I just kind of leave it alone. It also has the benefit of being like the first streaming service. So it feels like it's almost grandfathered into my wallet at this point. And for games, like that's kind of where Xbox is right now, because I've been paying for Xbox Live for so long. It feels like the service that's just getting kind of grandfathered in, but it also has the benefit of those features that I'm looking for. Whereas like Sony, I mean, we just saw a price increase for Xbox Live for Game Pass, and whether it be that they laid it out by month or whatever, it doesn't feel like as much of a hit as this does.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, because it wasn't that big an increase. That's why. It was things shifting. But it wasn't like dollar amount increase. and then like you said, what it offers, what
Yeah.
it was offering for each one, it's like yeah, man, it's like why now? Like it's like PlayStation, y'all could have done this at a time when y'all had games, you know, like y'all were rolling out with games. Now, y'all really had nothing really big in a while. Spider-Man's coming in a couple months,
Yeah.
or well, a month, I guess, a month and days, whatever. Like, why do this? Like you do it when you're nothing's happening. Like if you would have did it when it's like, oh, where like you did it like you had a big game out or something like that, like back like when you had some games coming out or something like God of War or something, and or maybe Spider-Man came or when Spider-Man happened or something like that.
Yeah,
It
I
came
mean,
out and then
when those games are dropping onto that service, right? It's like, okay,
Exactly.
Spider-Man 2 next week is going to be available on Game Pass Extra, but also the price is increasing, like that kind of stuff. Just like how with Game
like,
Pass you
do
saw it go from like
drop
a
something
month
big.
to a week
Yeah.
of trial, you know?
Yeah, you gotta drop something big. Say like, oh, this is just a special thing. Like maybe because you don't want to do that, you don't want to make it a regular thing, but
Yeah.
you do it when like it's like what? It's like yeah, I don't know what was the thinking on that. Like what was the plan here?
Their
Like,
plan
what
was to put it at
happened?
the end of a blog post and for as few people to talk about it as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. And so soon. So soon. Like it gives you I mean, and I get it cuz you don't want people to start buying up, I guess, like service stuff. Even though I don't know, is that I guess I'm just I always wondered that like
I mean,
how
with
much
Xbox,
time
you could stack those cards. Like you could buy like 5 of them, and you
Yeah.
have 5 years worth. So I'm pretty sure you can probably do the same thing with Sony. I mean, that's the other thing, right? Is like we're hoping that somewhere soon Xbox is going to have that family plan that they're coming out with. And to my knowledge, Sony isn't doing or planning anything like that publicly at the moment.
Yeah.
So there isn't a
So
way to possibly get it cheaper in the near future. Which, speaking of which, why is no one pushing Phil Spencer on this? Like, what's going on here?
I don't know.
Where's our family
Yeah, I don't
plans?
Yeah, well, oh, actually, Daniel, yeah, I need to get to that. I found an article of like they took away the family plans from everywhere else. They said they're done with the
With the
trial
testing, yeah.
testing and stuff. So, but there's no report of it ever coming back. So it could be. I don't know. I don't know
They're
if
like,
it's going
this
to be a
didn't work
thing.
out for us. We're gonna.
Yeah. So, yeah, that sucks. So I was like, damn, man. I said, oh my God. I didn't think it was going to be something like that. I thought it was going to be like this, going to roll it in, you know?
Yeah.
Now they take it away. It's just like, oh man, this is going to be like a multiverse situation here. Is it going to come back? You know, multiverses.
Yeah.
When we took away the game.
We'll see at the beginning of next year if that does come back or not. Yeah, I'm looking at this now. Note on August 15, 2023, the Xbox Game Pass Friends and Family Preview program will end as we review what we have learned over the past several months and investigate how to build an offer which we can launch worldwide.
And that definitely could put a damper. I mean, it's probably not worth it. Like I said, I don't know their finances, but I wish it was good enough where they can say, hey, we got a family plan, and that would just hurt PlayStation even more. Like them raising its increase while they got something to help people consolidate.
And even less so than like hurting PlayStation, like make them realize that this is a bad idea and then offer a family plan of their own.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like, that's what I need. Yeah, because I mean, it's so crazy that Nintendo of all people are the ones that offer a family plan currently.
They actually, yeah.
That's so crazy.
All right. So I guess we can get to new releases, man.
Yeah, new releases. First up, The Big Con is now out on the PS4 and PS5. That's the game you talked about a couple months back, I guess now. That was on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That game looks pretty
Yeah, it was
cool.
a Game Pass.
Yeah.
I think it's either off or it's on the list of being off.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's coming off soon, and that's why it's coming to PlayStation. So we also have Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy, out now on PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series consoles. We've got Goodbye Volcano High. That's with the angsty teenage dinosaurs. That's out on PC, PS4, and PS5.
Okay. I don't know what the hell that is.
We've seen it before. It was on, I don't remember. I thought it was part of like a Nintendo thing, but since it's not releasing on them, I doubt it. Might have been part of the PlayStation Direct.
Oh, okay.
But it looks like a visual novel style thing, but they're like teenage dinosaurs.
Oh, yes. That, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, of course, you mentioned...
Very wokish.
Yes.
Very wokish. Yes.
Yes, woke dinosaur stuff. And then, of course, you mentioned it earlier, but Sea of Stars, Nintendo Switch, PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Game Pass. So, yeah, it's getting really good reviews.
You might as well mention it, man, because, I mean, the game is going to be out. It's the biggest game. So, as of right now.
I know it's not officially
out. Yeah, but I'm not going to wait till next week.
I'm not paying for that game to mention it.
The early access of Starfield is out. The game officially comes out on Tuesday.
Yeah, reviews are out there.
Everybody's talking about the reviews and stuff, right now. And, it's crazy. It's crazy out there because, I mean, I will say this. I'm not that I need reviews to change just to make me feel better or anything, but I am like kind of upset that it's not as high as I wanted to be. Like, I wanted to be... Because it's like, darn, Xbox still doesn't have that game where everybody just like the gaming community as a whole just like, yeah, this is a great game.
Yeah.
And it's like not counting the people who are like fanboys, like who are fans for each system. I'm not counting them because they're too wild. Like that's its own thing to me. I feel like and it gets mixed in. It gets mixed in with the people who just like games. And that becomes a problem, but you can really kind of differentiate what's going on. Well, some people can't really. So I mean, that becomes a problem because like you got a couple of reviews that were 7s, which is and I think more reviews are coming out because some people didn't get the review code to review the game because of reasons and which they will like to tell you. They do tell you like probably because they want to say like, oh, because of Bethesda they did something that Bethesda didn't like in their past, blah blah. I know I saw Jason Schreier still talking about that still, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. I mean, I get, yeah, you did, but it's like I don't know, I can't. It's like I'm happy that you put that leak out. I'm happy y'all sites do that. Like, I'm happy y'all do it. But I also see, like, I can't... It's kind of hard for them to just say, like, oh, we're still going to just give them a code, even though they put the leak out here.
But you understand that there's still going to be consequences for the people that are doing that work for us,
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah. But that's what real journalism, that's what it is. You don't get things from the company that you do investigation. You still investigate, though.
Yeah.
You still do your thing because you're not doing it. Are you doing it? You're not doing it because if you're doing things just to review games, then that's not really journalism. That's just a critic.
It almost feels like those should be two different, whether it be outlets or different parts of the site where it's like, oh yeah, I understand that, Jason Schreier in this part of the site. I mean, maybe that's the problem, right? Is they can't, the publishers can't differentiate that. So
they can't
it has to be a different outlet where like Jason Schreier needs to have the ability to do that, but maybe Jason Schreier doesn't review video games,
Because it sucks, because it's like in newspapers do that. Actually, don't take me. Newspapers used to do that. I don't know what they do now, honestly. Or website, because now I'm just thinking collusion all the time. I mean, Trump got me thinking that shit. They, but yeah, a paper would have different sections, and it had somebody do something, got to report or something. But like, I don't know. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's like what your site wants to be.
Yeah.
You want to be a site that just, if you know what, you still could be a site that gives reviews. You're just not going to get it early.
Right.
You're just going to have to get the game. And you know what? And I guess because the way people are, it's like, nah, I got to know what it is so I can buy it on release day. And for me, like, I'm past that. Like, I just want a review. Yeah. I can wait. I don't need to wait till release day. Because I can't play games at my own pace anyway. I only got time to play it at certain times. Things of that nature. People at work, family stuff, whatever. So, but I want to know the game is good. So I don't need you to rush it out. I don't need you to have it before this time. Before the time the release is. If you don't get it, fine. I mean, I understand that you tell your readers that. And I still want to know what you think of the game. Now, I don't know, the 7. So the IGN guy gave it a 7, and the guy from GameSpot gave it a 7. Mm-hmm. Everybody seemed to be getting on the IGN guy. So, because they feel like he doesn't like Xbox. He said some negative things about Xbox with the acquisition. He said some things on Twitter, Twitter. I'm going to say Twitter because it was Twitter then. I still want to say Twitter. I'm not going to say X then.
Yeah. It makes the most sense to refer to it as the thing that we know it as. If I type in twitter.com, it still takes me there.
It takes you to it, exactly. So he said some things that was a little snarky and stuff, but it seems like that's what people do now. Like, people talk about professionalism. I always to my point is like this. I don't know if this is really professionalism in this space. Like, and then what is it? What is it? I don't know. I used to think there was a standard, or there should be a standard, but people, it's like, whatever. As long as you're not getting paid, I hope you're not getting paid by people to do things or something. I'm just hoping that, you're not, that's what's on the up and up. Whatever how you feel, whatever. Now, I know some people are saying he should have recused himself from the review since he said those statements. He should have got somebody else. And I said, I mean, if he feels like he can be unbiased and he is the lead guy, I guess it's his choice, and they're the company's choice. If they feel like, hey, they're okay with him doing this review. Now the thing is, I don't know him, honestly, because when I was really into gaming, IGN has changed so much. There's only a few guys that I know that are there. Now I used to listen to Podcasts Unlocked, which is the Xbox podcast. And I used to listen to their, I forgot the one where it was just all games. The PlayStation one I used to listen to a long time ago, but I don't anymore. I used to the Xbox one because I was like, look, man, Xbox ain't nothing really happening on Xbox. This is the only way I could really learn what the fuck is going on with the system. Because Xbox One was just like, man, it's getting quiet over here. Say, can you tell me what's going on? So I was surprised that none of them did the review. Because I never thought of them to be biased. Yes, they do, because some of those guys be on the other shows too. They just, they just on this podcast they talk about Xbox, but they play all the freaking games. Right. Like, I never thought of them as like being like, oh, they're just pro Xbox. They never came off as that when I listened to them. But I was like, oh, it's like one of those guys that did it. Okay. But I don't know. I don't know the site well enough. I don't follow them a lot to say like, oh, this guy shouldn't have done it, and that his review was wrong. I read the review, and the things he felt that were lacking in it, and I don't know. It seemed fair. I haven't played the game yet, so maybe if I play it and I say like, man, I totally disagree. I just don't know if I take it as like, oh, he's just hating on this game.
No, I didn't take it as that.
I didn't feel that way.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that way. Now, some people are saying, I see some people who say the review was good. Like the review as in like what he wrote, but they felt it didn't fit the score. Even though people say the score 7's good, But there is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. 7 feels low. I mean, 7. Like if I see a game get a 7, I don't think of it as good. I always think of it as like,
because we know that the IGN scale is basically 6 to 10.
Yeah, yeah, really. Yeah.
So
really.
if we're considering that 6 to 10 as 7.5 or a 7 is, you know, on the lower side of things.
Yeah, it's a lower side.
Basically so a 5-point scale at that point.
So I'm thinking like, man, I'm thinking as an Xbox exclusive game that's supposed to be one of the big games, that's a pretty bad score.
Yeah.
I'm saying like, man, that's low.
And it's not even that game scores have changed over the years, because you've still got Zelda that came out this year that was getting like 9 pluses, and Baldur's Gate recently getting like 9 pluses.
Yeah. And now people say, and this is a problem I remember people talking about before. Like a lot of people discuss is like these sites that have so many reviewers, like it just looks so the scale. It kind of looks weird when you see games like Deathloop. Which he didn't review, I don't think.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he reviewed it or not, but it got a 10.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's like, so, damn, is this game really worse than Deathloop? Or was Deathloop really a 10? Yeah. so it's like, and some people see, and then use the snarky saying like, that was a PS exclusive at the time, and that's why he gave it a high score.
Dominic, is why Polygon just took the scores off of things. Like,
yeah,
is that the world
Polygon
that you want?
That?
No, it's not, because I just want to be able to look someplace and see if it's good or not.
Yeah, I know Kotaku did that years ago, but Polygon did it too.
Yeah, Polygon's done it for a while.
Oh, darn, yeah. But here's the thing, Daniel. People don't read, so it's like,
well, that's exactly why you're still going to have that from IGN. I mean, shit, I'm not going to sit here and say that I want to read paragraphs and paragraphs about a game. I just want to get a quick glance of whether something's good or not myself. Most times,
yeah. I'm sorry. It's like, I mean, yes, the right thing to do is to read it, but. You know what? Unfortunately, the clock don't stop. I can't stop the clock. So it's like I gotta get moving. So tell me what it is.
I mean, honestly, if there's any like controversy here, like I don't find that the things that keep getting brought up from Dan Stapleton about like the acquisition stuff, like I don't find that to be even anti-Xbox. I find it to be anti-acquisition, which you and I have talked about as perfectly fine. Like I don't have any problem with anyone questioning this acquisition. Now, the problem is, what we could have seen. If this Microsoft is Activision acquisition is happening in place of possibly a Sony Activision acquisition, then I think that would have been a worse state for consumers.
Yeah.
Than this potential acquisition. Ubisoft, maybe not as bad, but again, Microsoft is actually, whether it be because they are in third place or not, they are currently in a state that is more consumer friendly, I find, than Sony or Nintendo or Ubisoft, because they are making games more accessible to more places. Sony is finally putting out their first party games on PC, but they still lag months and months behind, to 6 months to a year in most cases. I think that's not the case with Microsoft. Microsoft allows you to stream these games as soon as they come out. That's not happening from PlayStation. And of course, Nintendo's not even a factor or whatever. They probably weren't going to buy Activision anyway, which is perfectly fine. But if those were the options, then I think this is probably the best that we could hope to have. Now, if you wish that Activision was run by a better, leadership and wasn't a terrible company and was making the games that you want, independent of all these other publishers, yes, absolutely, sure. I wish Volition still existed and could thrive as its own company and make another Red Faction game, on par with Red Faction Guerrilla. But if we're having to operate within the confines of the real world and and the capitalistic society that we've built around ourselves, then unfortunately this is the best option. So I don't look at the quote that keeps getting put up with this review and going like, oh, he's some biased piece of shit, as something that would entail that there's any bias there. Now, having said that, if you feel like this number is lower than the review score or the review itself maybe would entail, if I'm putting my conspiracy hat on, that's because if I look at a review and it's a 10, I don't need to read that review. It's a 10. It's a perfect game. I need to go buy it. I'm going to play it. I'm going to be happy. But if it's a 7, Dominic, and it's a popular game, I'm going to read that review. And you know that from experience, because when was the last time you actually read a review before today?
Yeah, a little while ago. I can't even remember.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think. I think probably the last big game.
Yeah.
Maybe a God of War. God of War game, just to see what people... Because it didn't get... I don't think I saw perfect 10s like the last... I was just trying to see, like, oh, what's it different from, like, the first game?
Yeah.
Even though it got great scores. It definitely wasn't Zelda.
Yeah.
It wasn't maybe Elder Scrolls, just to see why that game, like, it was
Elden Ring.
Was it something I would like? Elden Ring, yeah. Elden Ring, to see if there's something there where I would like the game.
Yeah.
Because just to be just to see, am I missing out if I don't really get into the game? And I wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great game, but it's not a game I care for.
So, like, if I really wanted to go down the rabbit hole of, like, impropriety, like, that's where I would hang my hat more so than, oh, this guy is biased.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I see a few people say that too. It's like,
oh, okay,
this get clicks. It's like this get clicks because, like, they said, because some people said I couldn't get an IGN at the time, like when the review came out, I couldn't get the IGN to see this, even see the review.
Because the reality is, like, also, how relevant are reviews anymore anyway? Because if you're on the internet and you're interested in a game, I can go on Twitch and see hundreds of people playing that game, watch them for 20 minutes and realize whether I'm going to want to play that game or not, as opposed to a review that's going to tell me their experience. Like, I can experience it secondhand instead of experiencing it basically like third hand almost.
And I mean, it just, for, like, if you're just one of those people who's like, I want peak games to win awards and the one expects to win, then it's like, this ain't gonna be it because this is 85. It's definitely gonna be Zelda or Baldur's Gate or something like that. I feel bad for you. I mean, that's what you. But I mean, yeah, it's like, at the end of the day, hey, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. You have your time with it, man. Like, that's where I really, I think, with that, I agree with that. Like, it's not so much does he hate them or not? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I would think you'd be bigger than that. You know, I was thinking, like, only, especially a person in the industry, like, in that, like, why would you even care?
Yeah.
In that way, like, yes, care about, like you said, acquisitions in general, but why would she care just to, like, oh, this is bad, but it's good now? Because that's the thing. I never see anything about him saying that, you know, Sony stuff is great or anything. But I'm not looking for it either. I'm not looking for him. So I don't know if it's like a thing where he's all good with Sony and he's bad. I have no idea.
I mean, if you showed me a tweet where he's like, oh, yeah, I would have rather Sony bought, you know, Bethesda or Sony bought Activision, then this would, you know, the argument would be a little more valid. But that is not what I'm seeing people on Twitter doing.
Yeah. So I can't say that. I don't know. Based on the thing, I just think he's all right. Now the score, like I said, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if that's a score. But yeah, I'm more willing to say that that's really what it is. It is definitely to get the clicks. Yeah, and oh man, I mean, the traction. Come on. And like him responding, just not just to say, look, this is my opinion, blah, 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 and that's it, and just not talking, but him responding to people and stuff. I'm like, yo, like, it's probably good for business. As long as you don't say nothing ugly or nothing, this is good.
Yeah.
like
I mean,
good
the
as
other
far
thing
as,
about that is like,
yeah.
You're at IGN. This is the biggest video game website. You're going to tell me that he just went on about his own business and put this score up? No, there are countless people that reviewed his review to make sure that the score was something that they agreed to. They weren't just going to let this man shoot from the hip on the Xbox and ruin relationships like that. That's not what this is.
I don't believe it. Yeah, I don't believe that's what that is either.
So
with
all that being said, that game looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, what I've seen, it looks pretty good. Like, I want to play it. I want to play it.
Yeah.
Like, I still want to get my hands on this game. Like, it's the game I was looking forward to probably the last 2 years. Really, honestly. And I can't think of any game this year. The only other game is the Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
That I want to play. Other than that, I honestly don't know of anything else right now. So
I want to play the Super Mario game.
But I mean, I'll be honest. If some reason they say that leaves, I wouldn't give a shit. Like, if somewhere that game didn't exist, I wouldn't care. Honestly, I don't. I don't really care about it. I mean, I know I'm going to have fun with it when I play it, but I just don't care to play. I don't care because, like, I didn't beat I didn't even play Bowser's the Fury part of that Super Mario game. Like, so I still got other games on just Super Mario just to play that I haven't even finished. I don't think I finished New Super Mario Worlds 2.
I gotcha.
No, I didn't. I didn't finish that. I finished the No, I didn't finish the handheld because I ain't got enough stars.
Yeah, because the gate kept that shit.
Yeah. I didn't know I had to get the star. I thought that was just an extra thing just to make you feel better. Say like, you got everything in this level.
That was a poor decision
I was just
on their part.
Running through. Okay. I guess that's it. That's all I got, man. So I guess we can close it out.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys as always for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic's at DStallworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website. You can check us out there. It has links to all the places you can find us, including a YouTube version of this podcast, or a video version of this podcast that you can find on YouTube, and also audio podcasts, of course. You can find that anywhere you can find an audio podcast, including YouTube, or iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Until next time, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, see ya.